Have you ever passed a man who made your heart skip a beat but neither of you said a word? He looked good, you felt that spark. Maybe he looked back, but then you both just walked away. No words, no magic, no moment, and later you wondered, what if I had done something? What if I had just said hi, smiled longer, held that gaze just a second? More, you're not alone. Every single day countless women pass by incredible men they could have connected with but don't, not because they're not attractive, not because the guy wasn't interested, but because both people were waiting, hoping the other would make the move. But here's a truth no one tells. You men are not as bold as you think they are, scared of rejection, they overthink things too, and most of the time they're just waiting for a tiny signal, a warm feminine green light, that tells them it's safe to approach. So if you're tired of online texting with men who never ask you out, if you're done with missed chances and what tips, this video is going to show you exactly how to flirt without fear and still be classy, magnetic, and unforgettable. You don't need to chase, you don't need to play games. You just need to know how to use your natural feminine energy the right way, and by the end of this video, I'll also give you a special gift that will make you unstoppable in your flirt game. Let's dive in. Part 1, the eye contact rule. Look longer than feels comfortable. Let's be real, women are queens of subtlety. We'll glance at a man once, maybe twice, and then look away, and we tell ourselves, well, I gave him the signal, he saw me. If he wants to talk, he'll come over, but let me let you in on a powerful truth. He probably didn't get the signal. In fact, he's over there wondering if you just happen to look up, or if you are actually interested. Men don't read signals the same way women do. They second-guess themselves. They're terrified of being embarrassed, and most of all, they don't want to misread your look and get publicly rejected. So here's what you do. Look at him 4 times more than you think you should. Yes, for not 1, not 2, for make eye contact. Hold it, smile a little, look away, then do it again and again, until it becomes unmistakably clear that your gaze is intentional. It's a beautiful feminine invitation. A wordless yes, I see you too, and the best part, you don't have to say a single word. This kind of eye contact becomes a dance, an energy exchange that is subtle, yet undeniable, and it matters more than you realize, because men interpret signals differently. A man might assume your single glance was a coincidence or politeness, not interest. And unless he's unusually confident or bold, he won't make a move unless he's sure. So by repeating the eye contact, holding it, smiling lightly, and doing it again, you're building his courage. You're giving him the reassurance that he's not imagining things, that he's actually being seen and welcomed into your space. That repetition is your power. It's your signal that says, I'm open, I'm interested, I'm safe to approach. And that message can be more powerful than anything you could ever say. Part 2, the silent high, the flirt that melts fear. Now imagine this, you're walking down the street, you pass a man, you meet eyes for a moment, but this time, instead of just looking away, you mouth the word hi. Not loud, not awkward, just a soft, silent little gesture, no sound, just your lips moving gently, sweetly, warmly. You'd be amazed how powerful that is. It shows you're approachable, kind, open, and it instantly drops the walls of fear he may have built up. It's like magic. It transforms a fleeting moment into a spark. A brief second becomes an opportunity. You're not chasing, you're inviting. You're showing him that you're not just beautiful, you're brave in a soft, graceful way. That little hi is like handing him a key. Now the door is open, and here's what you need to understand. That small silent gesture has more emotional weight than you might imagine, because in a world where everyone is guarded, skeptical, and glued to screens, being met with warmth, softness, and openness is disarming. Men live in that same world. They face pressure, judgment, and fear of being misunderstood. So when a woman mouths hi with sincerity and lightness, it tells him, you're safe here, you're seen, you're welcome. It's the feminine way of saying, I trust this moment, I trust you, and that opens him up emotionally far more than any clever line or bold approach ever could. Part 3, show sweet anticipation. Let him feel that you're excited. So let's say you're already texting a guy. You've got a date coming up. Here's the mistake many women make. They try too hard to look cool. They avoid being too eager. They wait to reply. They hide their excitement. But here's what men really want: genuine warmth, honest emotion, a woman who's not afraid to show her heart. So instead of playing it cool, try this on the day of the date. Send him a simple, heartfelt message. I'm actually looking forward to meeting you tonight. Or if it's your second or third date, not going to lie, I'm really excited to see you again. That kind of sweetness is rare. It sets you apart, it makes him feel special. And most of all, it tells him he's dating a real woman, not a player, not a heartbreaker, not a mystery game. It says, I know what I want, I'm not afraid to express it. That kind of confidence is incredibly attractive and incredibly feminine. Men may act tough or unemotional on the surface, but they long to feel special too. When you express authentic joy about seeing them, it touches something deeper. It tells them they matter, that they're not just an option but a moment you genuinely look forward to. That kind of emotional presence is magnetic because it's so rare. Everyone is busy acting indifferent, afraid to care too much. But real connection happens when one person is brave enough to say, I'm here, I'm excited, and that bravery is beautiful. Here's the real truth. Beautiful flirting isn't a game, it's not some manipulative strategy or a performance to impress. Its energy, its presence. It's your essence, unfiltered, uncaged, and unapologetically alive. You don't need lines. You don't need perfection. You just need to remember who you are underneath all the fears, rules, and overthinking. Think about how kids make friends. They don't calculate, they don't hesitate, they walk up wide-eyed and open-hearted and say, want to play. That fearless little girl, she still lives in you, and she's been waiting patiently for you to stop playing small. So let's make a promise today, between us women, stop waiting for the right moment. Stop hiding your light, and for the love of all things magnetic, start flirting, not because you're seeking validation. Not because you need a man, but because you've remembered. You are the spark. Flirt. Because you're joyful, because you're curious, because you're fully present in the moment and it feels good to be seen. You are captivating when you're not trying. You are unforgettable when you lead with your light, and you are powerful beyond words when you simply smile and say hi. Now go and let your presence do the talking. And now that you've said hi, what comes next? Here's the beautiful secret. You don't need to control the outcome. You just need to own the moment. So many women hold back because they think flirting means chasing. But real feminine energy doesn't chase, it invites, it draws. In it glows, it says, I'm here, I'm open, I'm not afraid to connect. That doesn't mean you're throwing yourself at someone. It means you're showing up as the fullest version of yourself. Confident, calm, and curious, because real flirting isn't about trying to be sexy, it's about letting yourself be seen, and when you do that without shame, you become magnetic without even trying. So the next time you lock eyes with someone, hold the gaze for a second longer, let the corner of your mouth lift into a soft smile, say something light, playful, unexpected, or say nothing at all. Let your energy speak first, and then release it. You don't need him to respond a certain way to feel validated. Because the act of being bold, of showing up, is already a win. Every time you flirt with life, you send a message to the universe. I'm done hiding, I'm done shrinking, I'm ready to be seen. And when you live like that, not only do you attract love, you attract magic. Here's your reminder, my love, you don't need permission. You don't need to wait for him to make the first move. The world is full of missed connections, not because the moments weren't right, but because we were afraid of being too much or not enough. But you are already enough and always have been so. Stand tall, smile freely, gaze boldly, and remember this: when you show up as your full radiant self, the universe responds in kind. And love becomes not something you chase, but something you naturally call in.